Hello everyone, God bless, how's it going? My name is Mariel Delgado Jr., also known as First Love Drummer, and the creator and the host of the First Love Studio. Now this is going to be the Snare Drum Tour Part 2. The reason this video is going to be Part 2 because the first part of my Snare Drum Tour I did explain a lot with 4 of my snare drums, which is my Tama Metalworks 4x12, my Pt.2 CX series, my Pearl Piccolo snares, and then the 4th snare drum was somehow I cannot identify for some reason, which until now I finally I know this snare drum belongs to. If you want to look for the Snare Drum Tour, I'm going to put the link on the description box. It's going to take you to the Snare Drum Tour Part 1. Okay. Now for the second part of the Snare Drum Tour, which is somehow I cannot find the name of it, or I cannot identify until like a few months ago I finally identified the snare drum. Now interesting how this snare drum doesn't have any no tags, no brand or the decals. It's cause like when I got my when my dad bought and got me a used drum set for $245. The snare drum itself didn't have no snare wires, no drum heads, no anything else except for the shell. And then somehow the shell is with it has a wrapping on it with a red wine. However, my drum kit, my Pearl Forum Series drum kit, is white. And somehow I decided to remove the wrap out of the shell and sand it like real nice and smooth, so I could overpaint it 15 times with pure white with gloss, and with a full gloss I also coated 15 times. And it's somehow I paint my snare drum white, so then it can match the color to my drum kit. Now I took the snare drums. I took the unknown snare drums to the Samash Guitar Center. I asked one of those guys if they can tell me what snare drum is it, or where does it came from, whether it's PDP or from Gretsch, and neither of those two they didn't give me the answer. They don't know where the snare drum came from. And then somehow I took the snare drum to the drum shop, or the drum pad I should say, where the shop you could find all used parts or brand new parts, replacement parts, or any other affordable drums, or you name it. I took it with me, and I asked one of the guy to see if he could tell me what was the name of the snare drum I have right here. And I told him that it has no decals on it, and he said he had no clue what it is. He said it might be Gretsch or something like that. And when I turn myself around and I kind of look at the other PDP snare drum, and kind of looks like it, but it's not. And I took it to the Guitar Center, and it looks there's a snare drum above my head. And I look at it, that's Gretsch, and it's somehow it doesn't match to the snare drum. And none of that, I thought I was gonna give it up. After that, like during the summer, when I wasn't around, or actually, I think when I came back from Puerto Rico after my grandfather passed away, my mom and my grandma told me a guy donated a black drum set to us, and then somehow I kept it to myself until I donated to someone. And then somehow as soon as I placed the black snare drum to the top, or to stack them up on some of my storage, and it seemed it seems that it caught my attention that somehow the snare drum matches exactly to the snare drum I customized, or I overpainted with white. And then somehow I took it out, and the lugs looks exactly the same. The snare wires, trigger, I like to call it, whatever you call it, everything matches exactly to the snare drum until I finally know what this snare drum belongs to. And this snare drum belongs to the Fender Starcaster. It's one of the oldest model, a retro one, a vintage snare drum. Somehow you're not gonna find that anywhere else. Until I donated to a friend of mine. Yeah, somehow now I just saw that he's selling it for $100. You know, but bro, I finally find the identity to this snare drum right here. But since it doesn't have any no decals to it, and I decided to customize paint with pure white fully gloss snare drum. So now I come up with my own. I made my own decals, and I placed it on my snare drum right here. So now it's been promoted to the Pearl Form series, which is somehow it matches to my snare drum. So now I fully upgraded with the Evans ST level 360, which is somehow this is 14, unlike the Pro Piccolo snare, which is somehow it's kind of hard for me to look for Evans level 360 ST coded, but only 13-inch, but it's kind of hard for me. But this one right here, so like I said, I upgraded to the Evans level 360 ST coded. And the ST stands for super tough, so that's one ply. However, somehow it overtones a lot, and where somehow I put the duct tape with the foam on it, so it eliminated the overtones little by little. So I'm still working on that. And beneath the snare drum, I put Evans level 360 snare side 300 with the Pure Sound. Is a 14-inch 20 snare wire strand. So overall, this is not a Fender Starcaster anymore. This one's promoted to the Pearl Form series. But pretty much, yeah, I really I know it doesn't fit. This snare drum doesn't actually match to the Pearl Form series kit, that one I have, which is somehow, but I made a choice to promote it or to customize it. So I'm just gonna say that this belongs to the Pro Form series kit. Well, unless I could find the original one, but which I'm not gonna bother that anymore since I already painted this with pure white. But overall, I'm gonna say this is a little bit junk, but this would do for So I'm really happy with it. It's not gonna bother me a lot. So this is much it. This my snare drum kit, my snare drum tour part 2. So that's the missing identity. So right now I already revealed the identity, but somehow I changed it. So thank you for watching. Tell me what you think. I want to thank you for so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe me and hit the like button on the First Love Studio page. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.